Hello everyone and welcome back. Hope you're all doing great. Today's video is about transplanting. I have sown seeds few weeks ago in these tiny little pots, and now they have formed into matured, proper seedlings where they are ready for transplanting now. So basically, what is transplanting? Transplanting is basically nothing but repotting from one location to another location. Before spring starts and weathers warm up, usually sow them inside in the tiny pots like this, and make sure the temperatures are about 65 degrees Fahrenheit. And once the weather gets warmer outside, then the seedlings, when they are ready, 2 to 3 sets of seedlings, we just introduce them, acclimatize them outside, bringing them in the mornings and then taking them at night because temperatures fluctuate those times. So that way they're acclimatized to the weathers, and once we decide to transplant them, then they do good in the pots or containers or in the ground. So not all the plants require transplanting, but definitely these varieties like pepper, eggplant or aubergine. So I have another variety of aubergine and okra. These ones definitely require transplanting. And other flowering plants as well, they might require transplanting, but do check with the local garden store where you are purchasing that if they require. Usually they write it in the back side of the packets. And here I have green chilies, and as you can see, this is ready to, I have sown like 4 to 5 seeds in this pot, and only 2 were successful. So basically this way, unsuccessful seeds are taken away and the successful ones survive, and this is ready to transplant. Because you see 2 to 3 sets of leaves, then the seedling is ready to be transplanted outside. And this one right here, it's getting root bound because I can see the roots are coming out. So this is the right time, I have to do it today. And this one here is this variety of aubergine. So this is ready too. So why do we choose transplanting? The most important thing we choose is because of the weather fluctuations. They won't survive, especially these varieties. They can't take frost or colder temperatures. That's why we make sure transplant makes the plant mature uniformly. Like repot them outside in the container or in the ground, then all the 4 seedlings mature uniformly. They you get the yield at the same time, and it's kind of easier to manage them. You can control pests and diseases because the weathers are colder. It's easier for the plant to succumb to diseases and root rot. So that's why you control them inside. The days to maturity for these plants like eggplants and peppers is the time when you transplant them outside in the ground. And when transplanting, make sure you check the forecast, because check for the cloudy day. You transplant them on a cloudy day or in the evening or in the morning. And if the afternoon sun is too intense, then cover them with a shade cloth. You usually get them in the garden stores, or netted cloth where there is shade, so that at least for a week or so until the roots are established, and then they should be okay after that. So just make sure those ones. Now I'm going to transplant them into the pots and in the ground. Let's get started. I'm going to transplant this variety of eggplant. It's called pink tongue, and this has got 4 seedlings in it, but I'm going to transplant just 2 in this pot. The pot I have taken is this sized pot, and I have made a hole underneath and also placed this pot on the raised bed soil. And the reason why I did was I wanted root depth, so depth for the root system. That's why I chose this pot, and this amount of soil, we have the space for the roots to develop, and it spreads through inside the soil, because the soil in Florida is sandy soil, and I don't want the plant to just bolt its height. Now I'm going to till the soil. The soil we had rain this morning, that's why it is moist. And now I'm just making a little bit of whole space here. There are tiny seedlings coming from there, so they are not going to survive, and that way transplanting is really good. You can pick which seedling you want. Now let's do gently. This is quite dry, the soil is quite dry. We just have to make sure, gently taking the root ball. Now I'm going to make 2 more holes here, because this is one seedling, and as you can see, this tiny seedling is, I don't know, we should not disturb them. This goes there, and probably I'll leave these 2. I just don't want to pull them apart, they're too close by, so I'll just leave it like that and transplant it here. Don't sing. Now I'm going to put the soil on the top. And water this whenever you see the soil is dry, and keep this in shade.
Ma, you should know that if they don't have enough space, those seedlings are going to die.
Okay, it's okay.